Thanks for tuning into the Hidden Tracks podcast. You can find us wherever you find podcasts or listen to music. When you have an opportunity, please give us a 5-star review, write a little note, tell us how we're doing. We really appreciate it. It helps us keep this thing going. If you want to reach out to us, you can find us at Facebook at Hidden Tracks. Instagram is at HiddenTracks99, and if you'd like to send in submissions or talk to us or give us any feedback about what we're doing, our email is myhiddentracks99@gmail.com. Thank you so much again for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy the show. What's up, everybody? Another week, another edition of the show. This week I have Gianni from the awesome band Soft Spot, who will be performing on May 14th at HiddenTrack Records in Boonton, New Jersey. I'm excited to have him here to talk about his life, his music, his musical journey that we all love to hear about. So without further ado, welcome to the show, Gianni.
Hey Shane, what's up? Thanks for having me, man. This is cool to be on.
Oh, absolute pleasure. Why don't we'll get the minutia out of the way. Do you want to give us, like, and the listeners, a Cliff's Notes version of how Soft Spot became the band it is today?
Yeah, I mean, it honestly has been many trials and tribulations for real. I mean, we've been going at it with this lineup. Well, actually, our lineup now, we are a four-piece. We have historically always been a three-piece. So within the last like 5 months, our buddy Will from a band called Drink Baby joined us like fully on in our band, and he just went on tour with us. And so this iteration, I guess, of the four of us has been the last 5 months. But me, Mark, and Dave, we've been playing together like religiously for the last 3 years. Soft Spot kind of existed a couple years before that. I'd like to say it like kind of was born out of the pandemic, because I was really like trying to like look for people to play with, like, you know, trying to write songs and get this stuff out of my head. And so I kind of started playing with an old drummer, Jim, and we kind of did like White Stripes, kind of Black Keys, guitar and drums, and it was just the two of us for a little bit, and then we found Dave, where Dave found us. I really, you know, I don't really know how it went, but you know, our forces kind of met, and I love Dave. He's like the, you know, the glue that keeps us all together. And you know, like, not that we're all crazy or, you know, get at each other, because we're all really chilling. We all actually get along really well. But he, you know, I have a lot of crazy ideas, and I always kind of spit out all these ideas, and I feel like Dave kind of brings it all together and helps me, you know, keep it all, you know, going. And so I appreciate Dave big time. But yeah, so we kind of got in with playing with Dave's band, Matt and the Marauders, which they don't play anymore, but we played on the same show, and he asked if we needed a bass player. So I was like, hell yeah, dude, let's come to practice. We'll, you know, see what happens. And he started laying down some funky stuff on our songs that we had, you know, started writing back then. And the thing I love about Dave is he started out as a punk rock guy, and now he's kind of gotten into whatever, you know, Soft Spot is, you know, which we're very pedal heavy. I mean, you could probably tell that, but he never had a pedal before the band, so now he has like a freaking whole bunch. So like he has gone into the rabbit hole like all of us, and so I'm sure he hates me and loves me for it. But yeah, so we like found Dave, and he just started playing with us, and I brought him into the fold right away, because I mean, I needed a bass player. Like I said, I was like looking for people to play with through the pandemic, and so then I ended up kicking out our old drummer Jim for various reasons. But you know how drummers are.
Yes,
Um,
I
and
do.
drummers play in a bunch of bands too, so it's yeah, it was it was a tough situation. But I love Jim. He's a good kid, and he we my buddy from uh, high school, actually, I walked in graduation with him, Mark, who's now our drummer. He was living in Philly, came back to Stamford, and I was like, do you want to jam with us, you know, if you're down? You know, he never played in a band. He did marching band in high school, and then we jammed with each other in you know, like after school, or like sometimes in his basement at his parents' house, and we would just like for hours like just kind of riff on some shit. And um, then he, you know, he went away to school, and then came back. I guess this was 3 years ago, or like 3.5 years ago. I guess he kind of came back and kind of came into the fold about 3 years ago. But then I asked him if he wanted to start kind of jamming with us and seeing how that goes. And you know, we had to kind of throw him to the fire for real, because like I said, he hadn't played in a band before. I mean, he did marching band, but I mean, it's completely different having a whole drum kit rather than being on drum line. Um, but he got berated when he was in marching band, so he's like used to it when we yell at and beat him. No, just kidding. Um, but no, he's definitely come into like the band full force, and I mean, we really threw him to the fire. So, and he's, I mean, you know, has come leaps and bounds since when we started, and so we've definitely evolved since then, and we've been like, for over the whole time of Saucepad have been kind of trying to find our sound and what we like. I mean, we all know what we like collectively and what we like individually music wise, and I think some of that reflects in our individual playing, but also like a lot of this music is kind of just like how I'm feeling in the time, or really just music that I'm listening to a lot, and it's like a culmination of all this stuff. But yeah, Mark came into the fold, and then we got Will most recently into the fold, and that's kind of how Soft Spot started. I met Will maybe 3 years ago, and he hit me up in like October and was like, "Hey, if you are interested in having me come practice or jam or sometimes like I would love to." So I was like, that'd be sweet. So we got him in, and it's been awesome. I mean, he is. There's a lot of guitar in our recording, so it's nice to have another guitar to play.
Yeah, it takes some pressure off of you live.
Yeah, big time. Oh no, really does take a lot of pressure off of me. So it's nice because we kind of bounce between solos and take turns on that stuff. So it's nice. He could play that stuff when I'm singing, and so it's and also, I mean, he's a great vocalist too, so I'm trying to get him to do backups for us and harmonies and stuff. So we haven't got to that yet because we've just been very busy since we kind of threw him into the whole thing. We've been doing a lot, so I'm trying to get all that together. I'd love to have him do harmonies, but yeah, that's the start and birth of Soft Spot, I would say.
Nice. Yeah, and I mean, if you add harmonies and stuff to what you're doing, it'll add a whole new dimension, like for people that don't know what you sound like, it is really people usually ask me to describe something to them when I'm like, "Hey, you should go listen to this." Well, describe it for me. And I go, "Picture you have long hair and you're just hanging it down in front of your face and bobbing your head while these guys are playing." And they're like, "Oh, okay." They're like, shoegaze? I go, "It's more like doom gaze." I'm like, there's more depth to it. I'm like, I think I go, picture Caius and Hum and Superheaven made a baby.
Oh hell yeah!
And I'm like, that's kind of like, I'm like, you get like the doom from the Caius sound, you get the high notes from Hum, and then you get that drony Superheaven sound that's out there.
Yeah, no, that is a culmination of the three bands I do really love.
So I hope you don't take it the wrong way, but that's like how I was like, just picture you got long hair, you hanging it down, they're playing in front of you, and you're just bopping your head back and forth. I'm like, that's the
I
sound
love
they
that.
create.
That is exactly how it is. I think you nailed it for real.
Now let's dive into your personal life. We'll get a little personal here, and for me, everyone's musical journey starts when they're a small child and they hear music for the first time, and it kind of resonates with them. Like it's sometimes you grow up in a musical household, or your parents are playing music, or you're like me. One day you're in the car at 6 years old and you hear a song on the radio, and your life has changed forever. And here I am, fucking 40, 43 years after hearing that as a 6 year old, and my life's all about music. So like for some people it hits early, some people it hits later, but it's usually like this moment as a child that hits you. Like, do you remember an artist or a band or something that as a small child you hit and all of a sudden you like piqued your interest?
Absolutely. Oh yeah, I remember it might have been like 2005. I was like 9 years old, and YouTube was very young. I think that might have been the first year of YouTube. And I was talking to my uncle. He's at my house, and he was like, "Oh man, like you listen to Jimi Hendrix?" I was like, "Yeah, I know Jimi Hendrix. I listen to Purple Haze or whatever." He was like, "All right, well, have you listened to All Along the Watchtower?" And I was like, I don't know if I listened to that one."
You mean Dave Matthews? No.
Yeah. Exactly, right. And so he was like, "Yeah, like check that out, Jimi Hendrix, All Along the Watchtower." So I typed it in, and I just from like the first 10 seconds of the song, my mind was exploded. Like, I mean, it was just a rock and roll like epiphany, And like I said, I was 9. I feel like I was a little too old, for that. But no, I'm just kidding. But that was when it happened. I mean, that's when it hit me. I do vividly remember that, and just being like, "Whoa, that is the coolest sounding thing," and like just the coolest thing ever. And it kind of just blew my mind. Like and I love Jimi Hendrix. I haven't listened to Jimmy in a long time, but I mean, when I was a kid, like I mean, like I said, that was my rock and roll epiphany. So I loved I mean, all that stuff. I mean, classic rock too. I was really big in as a kid. And, I mean, my mom definitely exposed me, and my dad too. But my mom kind of exposed me to a lot of really cool music as a kid. And really, she got me into grunge for real, like Alice in Chains and Soundgarden. Um, and you know, it was two of my favorite bands, and very big influences on soft spot too. So, but yeah, Jimi Hendrix, I mean, blew my mind when I was 9, like for real. All along the Watchtower, freaking took me places.
Nah, I mean that's awesome, and those are like that's what I mean. Like sometimes you just have those moments as a child where it just stands out. Like people are tired
Yeah.
of hearing my story, but like I heard the Beach Boys at 6 years old on the radio,
Oh yeah.
and I didn't know what it was. Like I'd never heard. My parents listened to Motown, and my dad was like at a certain stage like Gordon Lightfoot and Bob Seger, and but like so it was always like there was always music going around for me, but I remember I'd never heard anything like it before, and it was and the harmonies that were coming out like that immediately was like I like immediately asked like I need music, and he got me a little tiny boom box and the cassette that I still have that doesn't work, but like it's one of those things that like if
Good
there's
job.
ever a museum of me for music, like that's where it all started, and that like that's the first thing you'll see when you come in, like that cassette tape.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Now, what was like okay, so you're 9 years old, you hear Hendrix. What was kind of like the gateway artist or band for you to kind of start finding your own way? Because from 9 to it's a short period of time. You're going to be a teenager, and you're going to have to make certain choices based upon music. Who you're going to hang out with, what you're going to listen to, who your little group is going to be. So what was like your gateway to finding your own sound band or artist that you had?
Well, so like after that, I mean, I did love the Beatles. I loved, Hendrix and classic rock and Zeppelin and stuff. But I took like a hard left turn. And I got really into pop punk. I mean, I have two older sisters. And so I'm 29, and so when I was like 6, well, not even 6, I mean, pop punk was huge early 2000s,
Oh yeah.
so and I mean even through 2000 to the 2010s and stuff. And so I listened to a lot of pop punk during that time. And honestly, now that I'm trying to even think about bands, I can't even like think about any pop punk bands because I haven't listened to it in so long. But I loved Fall Out Boy. I mean, they were like big time, one of my favorite bands when I was a kid. I really liked the first Panic at the Disco record. And actually, their second one was pretty good too. And I listened to a band called The Maine.
Mhm.
I listened to, trying to think of their times during that. Um, and when I was like, like 14 or 15, I was listening to a lot of this stuff, and I really wanted to start playing that stuff. So that then I was like, yeah, my whole life too. My mom was trying to put a guitar in my hand. Like she bought me a guitar for Christmas one year, and then one time for my birthday, bought me an acoustic, and I just never really sat down and was like, can I play this? Because I mean, I didn't have lessons. I taught myself through like YouTube. Um, but yeah, so I would like, I really wanted to play a bunch of these pop punk tunes and just like, be able to just sing along to songs. And so, yeah, I wanted to like learn some Fall Out Boy songs. So I guess like during that time, I guess Fall Out Boy kind of helped me find my way into music, my musical foray. But like I said, I don't I'll listen to Fall Out Boy, like, but I haven't listened to like Fall Out Boy or any pop punk or any of that stuff. Or but I love that stuff. That's what I like grew up on when I was, yeah, from like 9, 10, 11, 12. I mean, really till I was probably like 17. I probably
Yeah,
was really
probably.
really into pop punk. And then after that, it was like I'd listened to Alice in Chains before then, but then it was like Alice in Chains and grunge and Soundgarden and Nirvana. And uh, then I got into Hum, and Hum blew my mind. Um, and yeah, so I think, yeah, Fall Out Boy kind of, to answer your question from earlier, kind of, I guess, brought me on my like real musical journey, because I wanted to like play those songs, and I wanted to like play them on my guitar and just you know go and play an open mic or the battle of the bands at school or whatever. So yeah, thank you, Fall Out Boy and Pete Wentz and Patrick Stump.
All right. So, so as you said, mom buys you guitar. Fall Out Boy is the one that makes you try to learn power chords real quick so you can play
Yeah.
along. And then, so from that moment when you did pick up guitar and you started teaching yourself through YouTube and everything, I know as a kid when you're learning an instrument, it's very it depends on uh, for people out there. It depends on if you had the teacher trying to teach you theory when you're fucking 12 years old that no one can fucking do, or you're teaching yourself, or you have the cool teacher that's like, all right, you want to learn how to play this Blink song? Here you go. But you get excited and you want to rush out and find other people that are creating music. Was that like your step from teaching yourself going out and finding friends who also were playing music?
So when I first started playing, I taught myself from YouTube. I never had a a tutor, or what's it called? A guitar teacher. Jeez.
Yeah.
Never had a guitar teacher. I did go to one lesson with a good pal of mine. He's my uncle's best friend. He's in a band called Liege Lord, like a metal band from the '80s. They still tour and stuff in Germany. They like just were playing some crazy festivals that actually like not a few weeks ago. But he's a crazy
Anthony,
guitar player. Yeah, Anthony Truglio.
yeah.
And so he is the man. And so he told me one day, like, if I ever need or want lessons, even he told me this, even like I seen him maybe 2 months ago, and he said, John, come over, man, bring a couple beers. And I would love to, honestly, because I've really never had a teacher to really teach me that stuff. And I think that would be like insane. But yeah, when I first, I think I started learning when I was like 15, and me and my cousin said we were gonna get good at our instruments so that we could start a band. And he was gonna play drums, I was gonna play guitar, and we were gonna then try to find a bass player and maybe another guitar player, keyboard player, whatever. And so we started a band at Thanksgiving one year at our
Well, what'd you name it?
Sexy Lawn Chairs. And it was really just me making like YouTube covers, and like, I mean, they're still on there, so if people want to look it up, you can. Sexy Launcher CT, it still exists. And I'm not ashamed. I mean, you got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And so, but I think I played a couple pop punk songs too on there. But yeah, I really wanted to play music and stuff, and my cousin didn't actually take it seriously. Like he didn't learn how to play the drums really well. He was pretty ass at it. And but I was trying, and I was like, well, maybe I'll find people in my school. And then the next year, I wanted to do the Battle of the Bands, and so that was my senior year of high school. And so I asked a couple kids in my class. I was like, I asked a bass player, I asked another guitar player, I asked a drummer, and the drummer ended up playing in like 4 bands at the Battle of the Bands, so he was gonna win anyway.
Yeah.
you know,
He was playing the odds.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and he did win because we won, and it was really cool. So everybody went away to college, and I kind of like, then none of us played together again, and then I started going to school, and I joined a club called Musicians Guild, and then I met people through Musicians Guild, and then I was in class with actually a couple kids from Musicians Guild, and they asked me if I wanted to join their band, and they were just doing covers and stuff. The whole idea was we were gonna start doing originals and whatever, but we would play like stuff on campus, and we would just play. They actually would pay us on campus a couple $100 to play some of these events, which was pretty cool. And I really wanted to have people to like start an original band, because then I'm like kind of starting to write songs, and I want people to kind of like play that stuff instead of just doing covers. And because also I was going to be doing different stuff than what that band wanted to do anyway. So we then parted ways, and I was then out of school, and I came back home, and I was looking for people to play with, and I was just like not frantic, but I was like, I need to play with people. I need a band. Like I need to like get this shit out there. And I would go to shows. I would go to a lot of shows. in Connecticut, our scene really is in New Haven, Connecticut, and
Yeah.
we're in Stamford, but we have a lot of DIY stuff that happens. I mean, me, my uncle, we've been kind of like trying to make stuff happen. Right now, we have an original music place called Tees, actually, that does shows pretty much every Friday, every other Friday, original music. So it's nice to have a place. I wish we had more because there's places where people can play covers and stuff, but um,
Yeah, I don't allow cover songs in my joint. So just
yeah,
to fair warn you, like people,
absolutely.
I'm like, this is we're pushing originality. Like I already know what fucking John, Paul, George, and Paul said. Like I don't fucking need your shitty version of it. So like
For
we're
real.
not doing that.
No, for real. No, that's so true. But yeah, so I was like, really looking for people to play with, and I started going to shows too and meeting bands and stuff, and uh then Soft Spot kind of just came about to be how, like I said at the beginning, like I was just searching, and I guess when you go searching, you'll find what you're looking for at some point. So um, that's yeah, it's I don't know if I answered your question, or I think I might have gone a little bit too far into the question, but
No,
uh,
you're listen. That's what this is all about. It's about you, man. So
appreciate
I'm learning. I love it. All right. So from early performances until your most recent performance, I'm going to we're looking for a good and a bad here. And it's, do you have a live performance in your head that occupies this little fucking space that it was the worst performance you've ever had, to the point where anytime something may go wrong now, like, at least it wasn't that.
Oh boy. Huh, that's really funny. I don't know if I'm gonna have to think about that because I luckily think I've been pretty fortunate with playing and stuff. Well, no, there's definitely been some bad shows. I mean, there's definitely. I don't know if I mean, I definitely fuck up a good amount, and I try to really like hide it. Which we all. I think that's the most we can do is just try to hide that stuff. But um, Huh. I mean, there's definitely been some shitty shows that we've been like left and been like, that fucking sucked. I'm trying to think. Oh my God. Um, oh, there was one time I was kind of pissed off about this, but that it was just because we were playing in Long Island and our set didn't start till like 1 a.m. But we played with like five bands one night. And this is I mean, I guess somewhat on me. Um, but we were playing in Long Island one night, and Dave actually wasn't around. He was at a wedding, so we didn't even have bass. It was just like guitar and drums. And so throwing it back to the OG, right? And this band who are actually we're homies with now there, and I'm surprised because and not that I was like really pissed off in the moment. I think after the fact, I was just like, this sucks. But um, big time homies with they're from Queens, and when they asked us to play this show, and then I had asked if we could play with a band from Detroit called Cherry Drop, who we're really good friends with, and they were coming over to the East Coast um, to play some shows, and we met them a couple years in New Haven. We actually just played a weekender on the end of our tour with them, but they were coming to town, and we were playing a show in Stamford the night before, which was awesome. That show actually killed. We played with Palomino that night too,
Nice.
and I love Palomino. Oh my God, those dudes are amazing. Not only are they amazing musicians, but they're amazing dudes. I love those dudes wholeheartedly. Um, but so the night before was great in Stamford. We had an awesome show. I mean, we're from Stamford, so I got a bunch of my friends to come out, and even just people, it was a great show. And so the next night, we're trying to continue that ride that wave, and so it ended up being the first three bands played, and then Cherry Drop played, and then we played last. And I was hoping the bands were going to get to play like, to get the idea that maybe not to play a 45-minute set each.
Yeah.
Um, like the first two bands like played like a 45-minute set, and then third band played a respectful amount of time. Cherry Drop played in a respectful amount of time, and then here we're going on at like 1 a.m. at in Long Island, and there's nobody there because everybody left.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I think our set was all right because a couple of the bands that we played with, they asked us to play again, and which is cool. So I was like, wait, I thought we sucked. I was like the guitar and drums. I was like, but then, I don't know. That's why it's just like you can't in the moment. You kind of just gotta roll with it. Sometimes you kind of the situation that you have is the situation at hand, and sometimes there's really nothing you can do with it. So you kind of just gotta like roll with it. So I was really trying to roll with it, but I was like, I knew we were gonna play so late. But so yeah, that was probably one show that kind of sucked about because all the other ones, everything's been pretty solid. And I'm gonna get out of this this talk, and I'm gonna remember like a really terrible show. Uh, but and then a really and did you say a really good show too, or just a bad?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
really good show. I keep thinking about the show we played on a Tuesday night in Pittsburgh on our tour like 3 weeks ago. It was like March 24th on a Tuesday at a place called Remedy. And this band we played with, Mino Pino, hadn't had a show since like June or July of last year. And it was a Tuesday, and they somehow brought out like 70 people. And then there was like a few people from the internet there to see us too. So there was like, which was cool, which we had a bunch, like, people from the internet out to our shows on this tour, which was kind of wild because the last few times that this is our third time on tour, and it's like not the first time that like people from the internet have come out to our shows, but on tour, it's like pretty cool because I was trying to post on the internet about us being in certain places, so it was cool that people saw that stuff and were like, oh hey, I'm going to give these people a shot. So I really appreciate that. But yeah, this band Mino Pino, they brought out like 70 people, and then there were some people to see us, and it was just a really cool Tuesday show, and I keep thinking about it a lot. And I think that was like one of the coolest shows. But actually, my favorite show I think we ever played was Cherry Drop's album release in um, in Detroit last summer. It was June 27th, the end of our summer tour, and we put out a record June 13th. They put out a record June 27th, so we got to play their album release, and that was awesome, incredible show. There was like the really cool thing was that there was a lot of people in the music scene in the Detroit like local music scene that came out to the show. So it was really cool getting to see and meet that community because we just went back to Detroit like I said, like a month ago on our tour, a few weeks ago, and got to see some familiar faces and stuff. So I was really special and just a like an awesome part of being able to play live music. And like I don't know, I'm so grateful to be able to like go places. And obviously sometimes you go out, you don't know if people are going to be there, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Like I'm just so grateful that I do get to play music and play for people who are willing to lend an ear. I like it's so awesome. It's so cool, and it's cool that people can like vibe with it and can come and enjoy it with us. I appreciate that so much.
It's awesome. Now, in your life, going from your own performances, what was your first concert ever, and then what was the first one you ever got to choose to go to, if they were different?
Ooh, my first concert ever. That is honestly, I don't know if something I'm gonna have to reach back. First concert ever. I don't know how I don't remember my first concert. I want to say it might be we in Stamford have this thing called Alive at Five, and it doesn't happen anymore, but it used to happen every summer on Thursdays, and it would start at like 5. If you got in like from 5 to 6, it was like $5. After that, it was like $15. If you went beforehand, you were cool for $5. If not, you had to pay more money. You had to pay the premium. But so, and then also kids weren't let in after 8 o'clock. So then if I wanted to go, I had to go in before 8. So I would always go in at like 5:30, 6 o'clock just to get my $5 ticket. And I'm pretty sure the first show I ever went to was Smash Mouth and Sugar Ray uh, at Alive at Five. And I mean, classic 90s bands, I mean, I was probably like maybe like 13 or something. And also I might have actually trying to think, maybe the first show I went to, my mom took me to go see Elvis Costello when I was like probably same age, like 12 or 13. And it was
Okay,
really boring though. It was really freaking boring. He was solo and just played acoustic, and he had like a half moon of like 12 acoustic guitars surrounding him on stage, and he played like maybe two of them. And he was just, I don't know. I don't think I appreciated it at the time, and I don't know if I could appreciate it now. But no, but I don't know if I appreciated it at the time because I was just like, I was a kid. My mom had free tickets from her for work, and she was like, "Oh, you want to go see Elvis Costello?" I was like, "Oh, sure, yeah, why not?" And yeah, I remember being sleepy at that one, but that might have been the first one, honestly. So
all right.
either that or Smash Mouth, because that was about around the same time.
But you chose to go to Smash Mouth and Sugar Ray.
Oh yeah, heck yeah, I chose to
Yeah.
go to Smash Mouth for sure. My mom, yeah, she wanted to go to the Elvis Costello show, so I was like, all right, I'll go with it.
Listen, I won't hold it against you for Smash Mouth.
I appreciate it, but you can if you want to.
Yeah, I maybe inside. I'll keep it to myself. Now, when it comes to soft spot, if no one has ever heard your band, you meet a complete stranger, and you're like, "Yeah, I'm in a band," and they're like, "Oh, hey, play me something." What song are you playing for them?
Oh, I think probably Down.
What do you want from me? Am I what you need? The last time it is haunting me. Wish I could put it to sleep, oh to sleep. Way down, away from here. Moving in a direction I thought I could see, but I'm lost. And I don't wanna be found. Everything you do keeps on getting me down. I'm so down. It's never enough. You tried your best, but it's always so tough. Nothing's the same, I guess it's all just a part of your game. Way down, away from here. Moving in a direction I thought I could steer, but I'm lost. And I don't wanna be found. Everything you do keeps on getting me down. I'm so down. I'm down, I'm down.
I think that's low hanging fruit because that's like kind of our most listened to song. But I wish we had more songs out. I mean, we have an EP coming out, so I might play something off the EP when.
Yeah, it's got to be something that's currently out. So if you met him tomorrow,
I'll go
that's
with.
what's there. Yeah,
I'll probably go with Down. I think because that it's nice because it kind of like encompasses all of what Soft Spot is and does. It's like this really like light, pretty kind of intro into this heavy, fuzzy chorus, and it's very spacey and big, and it's something that I been trying to craft for a long time, and I love the way that that song's sound. So I think if somebody were to ask me, or if I were to show somebody for the first time one of our songs, it probably would be probably down. Yeah, just think it has everything.
Mhm. Now, would you say of songs currently released to date, what's your favorite song you have out currently out there in the world?
Um, for a long time it was High and Dry, um, but I think I really like playing Use Me live. So I don't know if that's my favorite song though. I'd like playing it live, but Dry. Oh, maybe Hey Now. Actually, I think Hey Now is like my favorite. Yeah, I'd go with Hey Now.
Okay. All right. A big day in your life. It's the day you get your freedom, and it's called your driver's license.
Oh, hell
And you
yeah.
have your first solo drive, and you're definitely listening to music, and you're probably blasting something. Do you remember what you were listening to that on that first freedom drive?
It had to be a CD because the car I was using was a CD. It might have been. Oh, I know what it was. It was definitely the Black Keys, and I had two CDs in my CD changer at that time. And when that happened, I definitely threw those in. It was El Camino and Brothers, uh, back-to-back records. I think Brothers came out like 2010, and El Camino I think came out like 2011 or the year after 2012. And I mean, when I was in high school, I was huge into the Black Keys, like the White Stripes and all that stuff. And so yeah, I was definitely listening to I would say Brothers probably because I think at that time I was really into that album. So I was probably like listening to trying to think of like songs now, either like Next Girl or like Howling for You. Um uh, Man, I know the whole record's awesome. I mean, Black Mud's a good one too, or like uh, Unknown Brother. So it's probably something off of Brothers. I'm probably Next Girl because that's a classic. So I loaded up that tape because that was in not tape but CD that was in number one. That was number one in there, Brothers. So yeah, probably I'd say Next Girl. I would
Okay.
I just remember playing that thing.
All right. How about, do you remember the first album you ever received as a gift, and then the first album you purchased with your own money?
Oh yeah, the first album I ever received as a gift was the Scorpions. It was what was the album called? Uh, I think it was Love at First Sting. I think that's what the album was
Wow.
called. And yeah, I got that. I think I got that for Christmas when I was probably like 10 or 11. And I mean, awesome record. That's some sick stuff right there. Um, and then the first album I ever bought with my own money, probably at a show. Because when I was a kid, or like when I was like 15, and I would go to shows. Well, no, Tower Records existed. So let me think. First album I ever bought. Hmm, I think actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think it was Puddle of Mud's. Is it Blurry? Is that the?
Yeah.
Is that
Unfortunately. Yeah.
Unfortunately, right?
Yeah.
Like
It's
now,
unfortunate that I knew right away. I'm like, yeah, that's what it was called.
when I was a kid, I loved Puddle of Mud, but now I can't stand Puddle of Mud.
Yeah.
I mean,
Puddle.
maybe a song comes on, I'd be like, oh yeah, okay, I can't not sing it. But yeah, so I'm pretty sure, honestly, Blurry was the first album I bought with my own money at Tower Records.
All right. Do you have like three albums that like mean the most to you in your life? Like there's just three albums that like it's always like these three albums mean the most to me. It's kind of I always got it, and every time I turn it on, it really is it brings you back to places. It's a time machine, but it's also like there nothing beats these three albums.
Oh man, that's a great question, dude. These are like some questions I wish I had thought on beforehand, but I think one record that stands out, that like Time Machine for real is Sometime by City and Color.
Mm.
Um, it's like a beautiful, and it's all pretty much just acoustic. It's just vocals and an acoustic guitar, and
Yeah,
it's just like really.
it's a great album.
I mean, I love Dallas Green. I got to meet him actually in like 2015 in New Haven at College Street Music Hall. I like waited out. I was the last person he talked to, and he like talked to me like a real person. And he was like super cool and didn't rush me and wasn't like, oh, I'm being the last person. Like he was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. He like spoke to me, and that was the coolest thing ever. And but yeah, sometimes yeah, definitely one of those records that I absolutely timeless. And then the second one, I got to go with Jar of Flies. I mean, nothing really. I love Dirt, and that's probably like my second favorite Alice in Chains record. But like, nothing hits like like Jar of Flies. You know, this the emotion from Wayne, the emotion from Jerry's guitar and Jerry's harmonies and stuff. Uh, Haunting lyrics, haunting music, and also is a time machine of just like makes you think about all of life. Um, so yeah, definitely Jar of Flies. And
Yeah, it's a perfect like 7-song album.
dude, it's so good.
I don't think it needed any more.
No, for
Like,
real.
yeah.
It is a perfect album and to me. And then third album, that's a tough one. I think because it's something I think I listen to a lot and kind of would always go back to, and is it's called "Is the Is Are" by Dive.
Mhm.
It is such a sick record, and it's like kind of, I mean, there's lyrics, but it's really introspective. Like, I feel like to me, really cool, good shoegaze is like stuff that like speaks to you without lyrics. And I think Dive to me, almost some of their stuff is like subconscious feeling. Like it's what my brain would play if my brain had like lobby music or elevator music, you know?
Yeah.
And so yeah, that is like to me, that's one of my favorite records. It's a lot of songs too. I think there's maybe like 14 songs on the album.
Yeah, it's a great album. I was rocking the other day,
Dude.
Frog and Boiling Water.
Oh
I'm
man,
at the store. Yeah, they're one of those bands too. Like I like instrumental bands. Like certain times when they do breakdowns and stuff, and like when there are crazy instrumental bands like in Explosions in the Sky and stuff. And some people I understand how they don't like it and they can't get it. And I'm just like, I go, if you do listen to it, there are lyrics.
yeah,
Someone's just not speaking them.
yeah.
I'm like, but there are lyrics going on, and like to me, that is like that's really really tough to do when there is no singing and no lyrics. But like if you literally sit there and close your eyes, you can hear the lyrics. Like
No, for real. And yeah, that stuff really does, like, I mean, hit hard. Actually, I got to meet the guitar player Andrew at Barnes and Noble's like the day before Christmas last year. Well, not like this last Christmas, but the Christmas before. And he actually is from Stamford. He like grew up a couple streets over from me, from when or like where I grew up. And I was doing last minute Christmas shopping. He was doing last minute Christmas shopping, and I like seen him. I was with my sister, so I was like, "Hey, I'm pretty sure that's the guitar player for Dive." And she was like, "Why don't you go over and say something?" And I was like, "Nah, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't dare do that." And then I was like really thinking about it for like, I mean, maybe like 30 seconds. And then I just kind of like didn't even say anything there. And I just started walking over to him. And I was like, "Hey, are you Andrew from Dive?" Because actually I showed my sister a picture of him, and she was like, "Johnny, I don't think that could be any other man." She was like, that's gotta be. She was like, "He is so specific looking." And so I went over and I was just like, "Hey man, are you Andrew?" And he was like, "Yeah, dude." And I was like, "No freaking way." I was like, I'm a big Dive fan. I was like, my sister actually, I took her to see Dive's 10-year anniversary of Ocean, their first record. I think it was 2022 at Brooklyn Steel. One of the best, coolest shows I ever been to. I mean, it was so sick. They sounded so good. It was such a fun show. They played all of Ocean, and then they played, like almost the rest of their discography really at that time, because they had only had like the 3 albums out. So they played pretty much all of their music. But yeah, so I took my sister to go see that show, and it was just so cool getting to see like meet him at Barnes and Noble's doing last minute Christmas shopping, like me. And he actually followed us on Instagram. So I messaged him and I was like, hey, if you it was nice to meet you, bro. Like if you ever want to need a opener, for you guys, like just let me know. So I'm trying to get them to do a DIY show in Connecticut. So he said maybe it could happen. I was like, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was
All
just
right.
this weird, pretty cool.
How about the band in your life that like never lets you down? It's the constant that when you're gonna put it on. You're There are no, don't get me wrong. There are times with bands in your life. It has happened to me, but I will go back to the album and I'll be like, yeah, no, they still didn't let me down. They can have some shitty songs, but it's some people will ask what your favorites bands are. I ask for the bands that aren't going to let you down. I ask for one, but you can have, because I have like my top three, and that's it. But like, do you have bands in your life that never let you down?
Bands in my life that have never let me down. I think I got to give it to my guys, Narrowhead.
Yeah.
I like love all of their albums, and people be like, "Oh, well, all these bands and Narrowhead sounds like all these," and it's like whatever. Who gives a fuck? Like I don't care if you think that this band sounds like a certain thing or Narrowhead and nothing, and all these bands all sound whatever. I don't give a shit. I love Narrowhead, and I love all of their albums. All of their EPs. I mean, all of the music that they've put out is chef's kiss. I love all of it. So yeah, I think they're a band that never lets me down because I will listen to them
That was
incessantly.
my most disappointing moment last year was Narrowhead. They were they were playing at Best Friends Forever Fest out in Vegas.
Okay.
Super stoked to see them. I'm like, I had my list of a couple bands that like, okay, like I have to be on the grounds to see these bands. And Narrowhead comes out, they play their first song, and then the sirens go off because this major fucking lightning, thunder,
Yeah.
rain came through. And
Oh,
then
shit.
they stopped. Everybody's fucking running for cover. And I was like, all right, they'll say you'll hear a horn again, and our hotel was right across the street. And I was like, all right, we'll wait for the horn. The horn comes, and they're like, all right, they've shifted everything. So I got to see Narrowhead play one song, and they were playing later on that night at a club around the corner. But I was also there to see one of my favorite bands, Texas Is the Reason, and then Jawbreaker was playing back to back. And I was like, well, if Texas is going on at 9:55 and Narrowhead's going on at 10 o'clock, like I'm not leaving to run over there to see it. But so that was my biggest disappointment last year, was only seeing one song by Narrowhead perform.
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, I've never seen them live. I really wanted to go see them. They played with Mama in November at the Space Ballroom, which we actually played 2 months before and then a month after at the Space Ballroom. Very cool venue. It's one of our dedicated Connecticut venues. We opened up for a band called Sponge in December from the 90s.
Fucking Rotting Pinata, baby.
Dude, yeah, absolutely, man. Dude, they were sick, man, and they were really
The
cool.
fucking album's killer. Like, still to this day, like, I don't care what anybody says. Like, that album is fucking insane. Like, I'm so lucky. I have the actual, when the vinyl first came out, it was a candy corn color because of the front of cover of it. Like, and I have that, and like, people are like, dude, you own a Sponge record? I'm like, dude, this album fucking rips. I don't fucking care what anybody says.
No, for real. Yeah, and they were really cool, man. They were really cool to play with. I watched their sound check, and it was I made chili dogs after the show. So I made chili in the morning because I was like, I've made hot dogs after a bunch of our shows, like mostly on tour. Like I'll be like, oh hey, I'm making hot dogs or grilled cheeses after the show if anybody wants to come, and then try to sell some merch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Try to double up. And so, but then sometimes we'll just make hot dogs, or we'll just make whatever. So after some shows, I'll make hot dogs. So I was like, I'm gonna make chili, but then I didn't really think it the whole way through because I'm like driving there with this chili in a crock pot that I've just been simmering for like 6 hours already. And I'm like, where the hell am I going to put this? Sponge is going to hate me if I put this in the green room because it's going to smell like chili in there. Right. So we actually didn't go to the green room till their set. Cause like, I don't know, I was like, I was not nervous, but like, I didn't really want to be up there and then them, like, I don't know, not want us up there. So I was like, we're going to just hang out at the show, and then when they play their set, we'll go see the green. But I ended up not putting the chili in the brew room. I actually put the chili behind the merch table, but foolproof, because I had the chili like in tin foil over the top. It was cooking, simmering. I think that's why it tasted so good, because it was sweating behind the merch table. Well, it was plugged in, so it wasn't just sweating. And you would turn the corner and you would like smell chili right there, and you'd be like, "What the hell is that smell?" Because there was no food that was being sold. It was just my crock pot full of chili behind the merch table. So if people asked about it, I'd be like, after the show, there'll be chili dogs. So get some. So I made some chili dogs, and then I made some for Sponge, because then after everybody kind of like simmered down and left, they came out to their van, and I made them a few dogs, and it was pretty cool. So I got to make Sponge chili dogs.
Nice. Now, is there a band that you kind of overlooked at first? Like the first time you heard it, you're like, I'm out. This isn't for me. But later on went back to, and now can't get enough of that band.
Oh yeah, totally. There's a lot of bands like that. Controversial, yet their music's kind of awesome. Brand new. I think when I first like heard them or seen them, I was like, I don't. This is stupid. I saw the Deja Intendu album cover, and I thought it was like metalcore. So I was like, I'm not listening to that bullshit. And then I listened to it maybe like 2016, and I was like 2017 or something. And I mean, I listened to all their stuff, and I haven't listened to Brand New in a long time, but really, I mean, I overlooked them for big time. And then another band actually who I just recently started really heavily listening to and definitely overlooked them was Mastodon, and they're fucking sick.
Yeah.
And I definitely, I mean, metal's not really like my go-to, but I think King Gizzard actually helped me get into more stuff and more metal, and because I really like Infest the Rat's Nest and Petrodragonic. Those two albums are freaking sick. And I mean, although they are like on more of the thrash side, but and then also, I mean, Slayer too. I mean, some of this metal stuff I never really listened to, but yeah, Mastodon I recently started listening to, and they're fucking awesome. I mean, really fucking cool stuff. And I mean, they'll have some heavy, distorted vocals, but I like that it's like these cool heavy riffs and like very clean, kind of pretty almost vocals. But I'm trying to think. There's definitely a bunch of bands I've
No, that's good. So you brought up Brand New. Now this isn't my joke, people. But did you see the comedian that was out in Long Island and he did a joke about them that I fucking couldn't stop laughing at?
Oh no, for real?
Yeah, the joke was, and again, this is not mine for anyone listening. That this is taken from someone else. He goes, I don't know why everyone was surprised about Jesse Lacey. I mean, he named his band after how he likes his women.
Oh my god. I wish I heard that. No, I gotta look that up.
Yeah, I was like, I lost it. I was like, that's fucking hysterical. Everyone in Long Island, it was like, ooh.
Yeah. We actually recorded our at the, like, it's not the same place, but the guy who recorded the first Brand New record and the first My Chemical Romance record, his name's John DeClario. We recorded at his studio called Nada. And he's got like the records on the wall, like gold, like My Chemical Romance record, and freaking sick, dude.
Yeah.
And there's like a documentary about the My Chem, like their first record, and there was like, parts in it where they're recording in the basement, and there was like the dude's like mom, they'd have to stop recording because he was like, John's mom was vacuuming. Yeah.
Yeah, I know John. Yeah.
Oh, dude, hell yeah! Yeah, how's the man, dude? We've recorded with our buddy Bobby there, but he's come in and kind of sitting on some of our recordings and stuff. So it's cool getting to talk to him and pick his brain about music.
Nice. All right, through all the bands that we've talked about today so far here, what is one artist or band that you get tons of enjoyment out of listening to that people will be super surprised that you love listening to? It's like the guilty pleasure, like like you're turning on Miley Cyrus and you're just fucking jamming. Like, who's the artist that would be really surprised that you totally get tons of enjoyment out of?
I would say on the more, I mean, not that this is obscure, but not on the like popular end, I'd say like probably like Typo Negative. I love Typo Negative. I love.
It's kind of in your pocket though,
Yeah,
like
that's true.
of what we're talking about. Like that's why I threw out like to kind of throw it in your head that so there's these moments, and this is how I look at this question. Even in my advanced years of my life, if someone catches me listening to something for a millisecond, I still have that dread of like, ooh, someone caught me listening to something I probably shouldn't have be listening to, but I enjoy it. It happened to me like most recently, like a year ago, when my sound guy came in and, you know, the doors were locked. He's got a key, but we're getting ready for a show. And I'm just blasting Jamiroquai, fucking singing and
Dude.
walking around.
Fuck
So
yeah, I love Jamiroquai. Yeah, dude, gotta freaking blast some Virtual Insanity. Some space cowboy stuff, you know?
yeah, but that's what I mean. Like that 1 millisecond, he's like, what the fuck? I was like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
don't let the tattoos and shit fool you. Yeah, Jamiroquai is my dude.
Dude, I love Jamiroquai. Yeah, and I mean, maybe a guilty pleasure that I guess nobody would really suspect. I don't know, like Clairo. I think she's pretty cool.
Okay.
So I think, yeah, I'd probably be like, whoa. Be like,
All
you're
right.
not listening to Alice in Chains. Be like, nah, I'm listening to some freaking Clairo, dude.
All right. 5 minutes left to live. The
Oh.
world's coming to an end. Meteors hurling into the earth. You have to listen to one song and only one song. What song are you listening to?
Oh, fuck. Oh, man, that's a great question. One song. I mean, oh boy, if the world's coming to an end, I mean, I'm probably gonna have to put on some Alice in Chains. That thing is, what am I gonna listen to? And well, it's like, do I want to go out sad? I mean, I've seen things Alice in Chains make me sad. It does make me feel, but oh, you know what? Actually, I know what I'm playing. Have you ever played Fallout?
No.
All right. Well, so in Fallout, I think it's Fallout 4, they have a song called Civilization, Bongo Bongo Bongo, by Danny Kaye and the Andrews Sisters. Song from like the 40s or some shit. But it's fucking awesome. And yeah, if I had, 5 minutes to live, I mean, that song's maybe 3 minutes, so I could probably squeeze another two. So,
Yeah. Well, you only have an opportunity because it took you that long to get to it. So now you only have 3 minutes left.
oh,
So,
shit.
yeah.
Okay.
See?
Yeah. It's Civilization by Danny Kaye and the Andrews Sisters. That song's fucking awesome.
Awesome. All right. Your house is burning to the ground.
Oh, dude.
All living things are out safe and sound.
Hell yeah.
Everything with a heartbeat is out safe and sound. But you have 1 minute to run back in and grab one thing related to music that means the most to you. What are you running back in and grabbing?
Oh man. Well, when I was like 17 or 16, I think I was when I was 16, and I got my first summer job. I bought the first guitar like my first guitar well, it wasn't my first guitar. I had other guitars, but it was the first guitar that I bought. And I think that is really special to me. It means a lot to me. But it's just a guitar that I've been playing on for so long that even the fretboard is kind of all, like is worn. But yeah, I would probably grab that, or maybe when I was probably around that same age, I seen BB King, and he was throwing picks out in the crowd, and I snatched the BB King pick. So I can't lose the blues mojo out of that pick. I need to keep that. So maybe that.
All right. All right. And my last question before we move into our final segment, I'm required to ask this considering the fact that I own a record store. What was the last album you've purchased?
Last album I purchased, I bought this for a friend. I bought Infest the Rat's Nest from King Gizzard because our buddy, our friend Victoria, she draws a bunch of stuff for us, and she doesn't ask for money, so I just sometimes like to buy her stuff. And she likes metal, so I bought her this. I bought her Infest the Rat's Nest. But before that, myself, the last record that I bought for myself. We were at a record store in Pittsburgh. It was called The Attic, and it was a super cool spot, and they had a bunch of things that I did not expect them to have. But I bought Downward is Heavenward by Hum. That was the last book that I bought.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah, I get to go see Hum here soon. I'm very excited.
Dude, I can't wait.
So
Slide Away Fest, man. It's gonna
Yep.
be freaking sick.
You going to the city to see it?
Hell fucking yeah. We
What day you going?
both days.
You're going both? All right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there Saturday.
Dude,
So
fuck, it's gonna be freaking sick, man. I'm so stoked. We're actually
yeah, we'll see each other on. We're talking now, and we'll see each other like twice within 2 days. So
oh yeah, for real. Oh yeah.
But so before we move on to our final segment, man, I'd love to give you the opportunity right now to tell all the listeners how it is they can keep up with what you're doing, find everything you're doing, how they can support the band, and all that kind of stuff.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that question?
Yeah. So basically throw out all your handles and stuff so people know how to find you, how to support the band, and keep up with what you're doing.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, you can find us on Instagram, Softspot the Band. We have a website, softspotct.com. You can find us on Bandcamp if you like that stuff. You can find us in real life. You can catch us at a show. We're going to be playing at May 14th with Palomino and Best Bear at
HiddenTrack Records. Yep.
And then we're going to be playing. Where else are we going to be? May 22nd, we're going to be playing at Cafe 9 in New Haven with Cherry Drop, our friends from Detroit. So that show's going to be freaking sick. And then we're going back on tour in June. So June 4th, you can catch us. We're going out Midwest again at Down South, and we'll be doing another 10 shows in 10 days. And then we're playing, we actually just got announced today, Shoreline Summerfest in North Haven.
Nice.
And that one's going to be sweet. So we got to announce that one today. And but yeah, find us on the internet, find us online, find us on YouTube too. We're Softspot CT at YouTube. And yeah, we'll see you May 14th at Hidden Tracks.
Awesome. Well, we are now in our final segment. It is our weekly 3 segment. It's 3 things you're listening to right now that you would like people to check out. You're going to give your 3, then I give my 3.
3 stuff that I'm listening to right now. All right. So recently, let me think. Because at work I listen to a lot of stuff because I work at a coffee shop, so I just play music all the time. Is it 3 songs or 3 bands?
3 artists that you'd like people to
3 artists. Check out Mascara. They just put out a new record. I've been listening to that. It's a freaking sweet album. Check out a 90s band that I've been kind of big into the last few months, Catherine Wheel. Pretty cool stuff. And then maybe for my 3rd, I'd say Macedon, because I've been really into them the last like 2 weeks.
Nice. Good 3. All right, my 3 for this week. My first one is a band called Criteria. They were kind of prevalent in the early aughts. It's Steven Peterson, who was in Cursive, then went on to start the White Octave, and also Criteria. They have a new album coming out May 22nd, and the first couple songs that have come out are fucking awesome, but I just suggest you go listen to all the Criteria stuff.
Hell yeah, I'll check that out.
Next is Football Head, the album Weight of the Truth.
Yes, Football Head's fucking awesome.
The album is unbelievable. It starts off to a point. I actually started at song 2, so if you're like me, certain things kind of, the first song just doesn't hit me. Like I would resequence. I'm a sequencer when it comes to putting albums together, and it just like does not fit as the opener. But it's still a great album.
I actually don't know if I've listened to their new album, but Before I Die, I fucking love that album. I've listened to that a lot at work, and their other one, Overthinking Something. But yeah, Football Head's sick. Sorry to derail.
No, you're good. And last but not least is a band called Sticker Book. They have an EP. They got a bunch of singles out, but their EP is called Webs. They're kind of like indie emo poppy sound to it, but really fucking good. Really good. Sticker Book. Those are my 3 for this.
I wrote them down too.
But Gianni, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to do this, spend an hour with me here and chill and tell everybody, let people see the man behind the curtain, as you will, and learn a little bit about you. And so when they come see you on May 14th at Hidden Tracks Records, they kind of already have a sense of who you are and what kind of music you like, and it just brings people closer together. So I mean, thanks for sharing your story, and also thank you for creating the music that you do. I mean, what you do is important. I try to tell all musicians whose music I like that what you do is important, and I don't want people to stop doing it. People need it. I need it. I mean, it is my lifeblood, finding new music all the time. So thank you for creating some awesome shit, and can't wait to see you perform live.
Dude, thank you, Shane. Thank you for having me. Thanks for letting me speak and talk about music and having a cool conversation. I really appreciate it.
Not a problem, man. But everybody else out there in the world, you know what time it is now. It's time to go out, listen to Soft Spot, and have a great fucking time.
Woo!
Can't even think of a melody. What does this mean to me? Things are feeling so out of reach. Going after it as you speak, and I'll never stop. Doesn't matter, don't think I'm giving enough. I wish I was tough. But screw it, I'm not giving up on. Always see the things you post online. I wonder if I'm ever on your mind. Running out of social battery and falling apart at the seams. And I'll never stop. Doesn't matter, don't think I'm giving enough. I wish I was tough. But screw it, I'm not giving up on.
Thanks again for tuning into the Hidden Tracks podcast. We hope you enjoyed this week's show. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at HiddenTracks99. Also, send all your submissions myhiddentracks99@gmail.com. Tune in next week. You may find your new favorite band, and don't forget to go out and have a great fucking time.